Hi, everybody. Welcome back to episode 75 of the Simply One podcast. I'm your host, Colin, and I'm joined by my co-host, Chris.
How we doing, everybody?
We're just a couple of best friends who are passionate about all things pop culture. If you're looking for lukewarm takes on movies, video games, TV shows, or even the occasional comic, then we got the show for you.
It's fucking right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's fucking right.
Like,
I'm excited.
Dude, I am. I'm
excited for
I'm
this
excited to
episode.
talk about this. We bought Facebook. What?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? You're like, Colin, you didn't ask me about this. I didn't have to.
Speaking of, you been seeing the fight about Zuckerberg and Elon Musk? Elon Musk?
There's a podcast called The Weekly Planet, and they call him Elongated Muskrat. And he's just shorted his name down to Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
He's the elongated muskrat.
Money's on Musk.
Did you see your money's on what?
Musk.
No, Mark Zuckerberg actually does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Does he really?
Yeah.
All right, well then.
Like, there's photos of him with his shirt off, and he's got abs. Like
He's ripped.
Yeah,
Man's
and
old.
you got Elon Musk with just the hair plugs and the bloated face, just down at the beach, like, boo.
Fucking big fat just torso.
He's, ugh. His hands are thick. No, so we this week are headed back to the theaters so we could see TMNT Mutant Mayhem,
Yep.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, Ninja Turtles,
Turtles in a half shell.
Heroes on the Half Shell,
Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Turtle Power. Before we give our thoughts on the animated adventure
Yep.
that is TMNT, we have to talk about, sadly, the passing of Mark Margolis, one of the biggest PC releases ever on Steam. The next iteration of the Xenomorphs from Alien,
Yo.
Call of Duty's next entry, and Wonder Woman 3 still happening, maybe? Oh,
My thought on
I
that.
was going to say, so if you're ready, we'll just fucking rock.
Dude,
Dude,
Let's
hey,
roll.
Look at me. Hey, look at us.
look at us.
No, so we do need to simmer down and segue into the passing of Mark Margolis. So he's best known to us as Tio Salamanca, Hector, in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
He passed away on Thursday, August 3rd at 83 after a short illness. Peter Gold, who's one of the writer and producer for Better Call Saul, wrote on Twitter, absolutely devastated to hear that we've lost Mark Margolis. Mark was a brilliant, funny raconteur with a million stories. I miss him already. And Bryan Cranston shared his thoughts on Instagram, saying, Mark Margolis was a really good actor and a lovely human being. Fun and engaging off the set, and, in the case of Breaking Bad and Your Honor, intimidating and frightening on set. His quiet energy belied his mischievous nature and curious mind, and he loved sharing a good joke. Rest now, Mark, and thank you for your friendship and your exceptional body of work. There wasn't an official statement by the family, just a statement from the son saying, hey, Dad passed away.
Yeah.
So he is survived by his son, Morgan, his wife, Jacqueline, and his grandsons, Ben, Aiden, and Henry, as well as his brother, Jeremy. He was 83 years old and didn't look it. I mean,
He was pretty active.
yeah. And that's what I was curious about that when I'd seen the headline that he'd passed away. And yeah, it was an undescribed short illness. And he was in I think he was in St. Sinai Hospital there in L.A.
Rest in peace.
I always think about how impressive it is that he plays a younger version of himself in Better Call Saul. But because of his acting
He's older.
Yeah, he's a much older man. But because of his acting in Breaking Bad of being paraplegic, or I mean, I guess he's functionally a quadriplegic, isn't he? He's just got the function of his one finger. But he communicates very well through his face. You know, his acting through his facial expressions is very good. And then, yeah, like I said, in Better Call Saul, to see him as a much more active, participant because he hasn't had his stroke yet.
Yeah.
He does very good in both series. And
Because we see him a little bit in the beginning of Breaking Bad.
yeah, in Breaking Bad, we see flashbacks of him as a young man when he's working with the cartel.
And then in Better Call Saul, we see him have the stroke.
Yeah. But so very sad passing.
Absolutely.
But, like you said, rest in peace. And then, like we always say, there's no good way to segue out of
R.I.P. Hold it down.
a passing. So, following an impressive initial release last week, Baldur's Gate 3 has gained massive traction over the weekend. I lost my spot. Over the weekend, its current high water mark for concurrent players, meaning players that are actively playing at the same time, is 814,666 players, and that's just on Steam.
Jesus.
Because so far it's only released on PC. Making it ranked 9th on Steam's all-time concurrent players list, right behind Hogwarts Legacy, Amazon's new New World, which was like their massive RPG that was supposed to be like the World of Warcraft type game that kind of fizzled out after it launched big and then kind of disappeared. And then the one that really impressed me, Elden Ring. It's right there with Elden Ring.
Oh, shit.
So those are in 8th, 7th, and 6th positions, respectively. And there's not a lot of difference between the four. They're all like neck and neck. I thought it was kind of ironic. So the head of Larian Studios, who developed Baldur's Gate 3, says that he told the IT team to expect 100,000 concurrent players max leading up to its release, because he just didn't expect it to be this big of a deal. And so he tweeted something to the effect of like, currently avoiding the IT team because I told them to only expect 100,000 players. And so that they're all like, oh God, brace.
Like he's currently avoiding them.
Yeah, I can't go see those guys. They're going to be pissed off at me. Let's see here. No, but the Baldur's Gate is still the top-selling game on Steam by revenue, and as more people lay hands on the game, which is receiving excellent reviews from critics and players alike, the following is expected to only grow larger.
I do want to get it.
And it's set to release. I bought it today, and it's set to release on PS5 and I believe Xbox and Switch. And so there's been a lot of people that are now like, that don't have a gaming PC or anything like that, and are like, when is this coming to the PS5? Because seeing like the streams and things like that, the people are like, I've got to play this. Yeah, so I think it's going to find a lot of success. And I think it's got the interesting perspective of it had a really big release to start. And then you've got the word of mouth, and it's kind of that hype feeds hype, where everybody's like, oh, shit, everybody's playing this. Why aren't I playing it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's kind of hitting a point where I'm at. I'm
yeah.
like,
Fuck.
sounds so good.
You don't want to miss the train.
Yeah.
What is it? FOMO? Fear of missing out? Yeah. I think it's gonna play big on this. And like D&D's kind of cool.
I love
Again,
D&D.
you know what I mean? Like, it's not a Dungeons and Dragons. What a loser. You know what I mean?
D&D's cool.
Yeah. And I think, you got something like Stranger Things that popularized it, obviously. And then the movie did really well on streaming. Didn't do very well in the theaters, but a lot of people saw it on Amazon, I think, is who streams it, and really liked the movie. So I think D&D's on the up and up.
I remember when I was younger, I played Pathfinders a whole bunch, and then I transitioned into D&D. And then Stranger Things came out.
Yeah, and it's just kind of everybody's on it now. We were cool before it was cool.
Yeah,
to be uncool. What's that from Rhett and Link?
I was the first form. The first form of uncool before uncool became a thing.
Or no, I was the cool form of uncool before uncool became a thing. Something like that. So Behavior Interactive, which are the developers of Dead by Daylight, released a teaser for their next, event
project,
and it's Alien crossed over with Dead by Daylight. So they might actually finally have me. Like, it's a game that I've always had passing interest in. Dude, you know how I feel about Alien.
Alien was good,
and like, fucking Xenomorph is going to be the next killer. It's like seems to be the as of right now when we're recording this, all we have is a teaser image or a teaser trailer that's like 45 seconds, shows some interiors of like, it's probably like the Ishimura or the Nostromo, maybe. I mean, Ishimura's from Dead Space,
yes,
which is very inspired by Alien. But yeah, the Nostromo. And then we see like the Xenomorph coming out of the shadows with the the slime coming out of its mouth. So get to play as a fucking Xenomorph and probably see some alien inspired environments, and then maybe get like Ellen Ripley in as one of the survivors
for Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not making an Alien game.
Oh, I have
Xenomorph's going to be the.
Yeah, I got Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, I don't.
Shit, get on it, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dead by Daylight's a good game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've always had passing interest in it, and then I'm like, they're going to put fucking Xenomorph in this beat? So I don't know, man. But yeah, as of right now, like I said, all it's out is a teaser trailer. But we're recording this on the 7th, and they said that on the 8th they'd have more information.
Don't get your hopes up. It's so much more fun being the survivor. Being the killer kind of blows.
Maybe it's just because you're bad at it.
I mean, that could very well be it.
Are you bad at being the
No, like I've won as killer before, but being survivor is just
more fun being scared
Yeah.
than being scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, trying to run away.
It's hard being, it ain't easy being greasy.
Suffering from success,
I wake up every morning. I piss
excellence. Yeah. I put my pants on like one leg at a time, just like you. Except when I do it, I make gold records. Let's see. Activision just released a brief teaser for Modern Warfare 3, which has several fans confused, actually.
Oh.
Because the developers originally had stated that there was going to be DLC for Modern Warfare 2 that would continue the campaign of that game. And there was also an understanding that 2023 would be the first year in nearly 2 decades that we would not have a COD release. And now they're saying that it's coming out on November 10th. So, with those facts combined, some fans are concerned about how polished and complete this game's going to be. Or is it just going to be DLC level content at a $70 price point? DLC that was, like I said, it's supposed to be a continuation campaign. Here you go. And then they just went, well, you know what? We just package this all together instead of making it a year's worth of content.
They don't have to make a new game every fucking year.
No, they don't. Like I said, nearly 2 decades there hasn't been a year
who
without a
still
COD
plays
release.
Vanguard?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Because the next one came out.
Who still plays World War, Call of Duty World War II?
Yeah, right. Nobody.
But Black Ops 2? The original Black Ops?
Cut it out.
Stop it.
And then you've got kind of the opposite problem with Battlefield of like people don't play the new ones.
Battlefield 1.
They play the old ones. They play Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1. That's their shit.
Battlefield 1's good as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want modern combat, Battlefield 4, that's the titties. Mm-hmm. You want, that like really niche combat of Battlefield 1 where it's World War 1. My God, you can't beat it. You put that thing on fucking max settings. My God. Oh, have you played it since you got your new computer?
What was that?
Getting all fired
Got a
up.
bald cap on. Do you want to touch it?
Yeah, I got that fucking dog in me.
I got dog jaw.
Yeah. No, seriously, have you played Battlefield 1 on your new computer?
Yeah, we've played it.
Since you got your new computer or
Yeah.
on your laptop?
No, on my new computer, we played it.
Have you put it up on max settings? Mm-mm. Yeah, we gotta put that. You gotta pump those numbers up.
We gotta fucking figure out how to play Minecraft so we can get a bunch of cool like mods for it that it looks realistic.
My guy, I gotta tell you, I daydream about you having Minecraft working.
Dude, I mean, I don't know what to do. I've wasted
fucking-
$60 at this point trying to get.
And some of it wasn't yours.
Exactly.
Morgan bought you a copy of Minecraft
'Cause I wouldn't quit
just
fucking
to fucking
crying.
shut you up.
I was pissed.
He's like, I can't play my Minecraft. She's like, fucking get my wallet, get my card, and buy Minecraft and fuck off. And you're like, okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
You just ran away. Fucking came back and it still wasn't working. And I thought you were really going to do it that time.
I thought about it. I was looking at my window.
Yeah, just I could, you're looking out the window going,
If I dive.
Is that high enough? Yeah.
If I dive.
If I miss the awning and hit the sidewalk, will that do it? Anyways. Yeah,
Bitches love the mustache.
according to Gal Gadot, I don't know if it's Gadot, Gadot, I don't know. But
Gag.
I think it's Gadot. Gal Gadot said she was told by DC Studios co-CEOs James Gunn and Peter Safran that the trio would make a new Wonder Woman film together. There has been no official announcement, though, from DC Studios, and the only mention of a Wonder Woman adjacent property comes from the show titled Paradise Lost, because this first, I think they're calling it DC Part 1 or something like that, and it's Gods and Monsters, and there's a show in there called Paradise Lost in the plans, and it's about
the Paradise City with the grass is green
and it's about Themyscira, which is the homeland of Wonder Woman.
Please take me home. I'm sorry. I just, as you kept talking,
Just trying to power through it, man. Just hoping if I ignore it, you'll go away.
fucking Guns N' Roses.
Like a fucking homeless man that's just talking to himself on the street, and you're like, just don't look at him, and he won't.
Dude, no, that's. I got a story for you, really quick.
Yeah.
I'll say it. Yeah,
You went to Cincinnati.
I went
yeah.
to Cincinnati with a couple of buddies and everything. We were standing outside of this pizza joint. There's a homeless man who approached us. Mm-hmm. He was asking for money.
Yeah. Did he offer to suck your dick?
No.
Oh.
But he came up to
The
me.
look on your face is like there were sexual favors coming.
No, but he was like, he's asking for money. And I told him, I looked at him in the eye. I said, I don't have any cash on me. I'm sorry. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, I ain't got nothing for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next guy, which happened to be my buddy. Mm-hmm. And he would not acknowledge him or look him in the eye. And then eventually he stood right in front of him and he started talking to him like, hey, man, do you have a couple bucks I could have? And he just went, and then just turned the other
Just kind
way.
of chuckled and
And
looked.
everybody did that because I was with a couple of buddies.
Yeah.
And they all just didn't acknowledge him. And I was like, how degrading as a human they can beg and plead for money.
And I can't
to
even look at you.
get pizza. And they just turn to the side.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you stop. It's like when you're on the fucking off ramp at the freeway. There's somebody on the corner there, and you get the red light, and you're just. Suddenly your dashboard's very interesting. I don't want to look at them. Or you've got somebody out there with their kids, and they've got a sign, "Please, my kids are hungry," and you're like, "Unfortunately, I can't
can't
trust you. I'll buy you some McDonald's or something," and then they get mad at you.
Well,
They
that's
don't
what
want
I'm
the McDonald's.
offering.
They want money. Fuck! You're making me mad, man. Anyway,
Take me down.
it's fucking Gal Gadot. So yeah, there's the only thing that we have is this Paradise Lost show, That's the only confirmation from DC of a Wonder Woman property of sorts. So then you've got Gal Gadot telling comicbook.com, and they did mention that this was before the SAG-AFTRA strike, so she wasn't like promoting anything, breaking a strike or anything. She says, I love portraying Wonder Woman. It's so close to and dear to my heart. From what I heard from James and from Peter is that we're going to develop a Wonder Woman 3 together. And this is really starting to feel like a really muddied reboot to me, because now you've got potentially Gal Gadot staying on as Wonder Woman, potentially Ezra Miller staying on as the Flash, and potentially, from reports, Jason Momoa staying in as Aquaman.
James Gunn, what you doing?
But you get rid of Henry Cavill as Superman, who I did not feel was a problem. And Ben Affleck as Batman, he already wanted out, so that's kind of like a whatever moot point. But yeah, to replace 2 of the 5 and then be like, it's a new start, I don't know, man. Just fucking wipe them all and start over.
Yeah.
Just burn it to the ground and start from scratch.
Yeah.
Because it's already going to be really... And then you've got like general audiences who don't keep up with the behind-the-scenes stuff and are going to be like, oh, so is this the same... Like, is this
the same
thing? Why is Superman different? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're just going to confuse my mom.
James Gunn, you're treading on some light ice, my man.
Treading on some mighty thin ice here. I mean, I'm still going to let him cook, because he hasn't let me down yet with like Guardians and things like that and the Suicide Squad.
I want to watch Guardians 3 is out on Disney Plus.
I know, I just don't know if I'm
not ready for it.
No.
But I want to watch it because it is good, because I keep seeing the crazy on you, the memes where it's, what's his name?
Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock. You know, he's fucking...
Yeah, I love fucking... I still giggle so hard about...
Don't be rash.
Yeah, don't be rash. She's like, not one more step or the weird thing gets it. Don't be rash.
Calm the fuck down,
Everybody
bro.
just fucking take a breath here. Yeah, don't be rash. Oh, man. But yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know what's going on over at DC, and I don't think they do either.
What a fucking joke. You know, if we were up there,
Yeah,
we'd have
come
this
on.
shit unlocked.
We could be co-CEOs.
We would be paying people properly.
Yeah, right.
I mean, so we'd get all the fucking people.
Now, to be fair, they're not in charge of that part.
But we would be.
But we would. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
We would take David Zaslav's job. We'd fucking run Warner Brothers and what's the other company? Discovery.
Yep. And we would make it banging. Discovery.
You said $1 billion? I said $1 trillion.
Yeah.
Just be the first $1 trillion company. Actually, I think Apple's the $1 trillion company.
Quadruple.
Quadrillion dollar company.
Quadrillion dollar company.
My
But we're
God.
going to pay the government's debt
Yeah.
for them.
No.
For the people.
No. We're going to use the leverage.
Yo.
We can cover the world's debt. Now
Become
who's
an
got the
ultimate
power?
superpower.
Yeah, now who's got the power?
When the aliens come down and say, take us to your leader, they're going to look at
Fucking
us.
me. And they're going to go, no, really? The aliens are fucking slapping their knees.
Us chubby boys.
Yeah, they're just going, and they're like, no, for real though, who's the leader?
You're talking to them, bro.
Yeah, just you're talking to man tits and the glasses over here, you know. I like that we're both wearing glasses, so it's like, wait, which one's the man tits? Who's the man tits? Who's the glasses? That's for me to know and you to find out.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
So you guys probe around here or what?
Let's
get it over with.
where do we get in line for the probing? Huh? Is there a fucking waiting list or what?
I gotta sign in somewhere. He's gotta sign in to
I
get
gotta download
like a
an app?
doctor's office.
I gotta scan a QR code or something.
Oh,
Do you guys still have paper menus, or did COVID do that away?
yes, yeah, paper man. I fucking hate that shit.
We all got a QR code menu now.
I can't. I
Fucking
can't.
My mom was like, "Help me scan this."
That's how I am, bro. I'm like,
All right, we saw TMNT Mutant Mayhem.
yeah, we did.
Are we cool with just calling it TMNT?
Sure. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the
Teenage
people
Mutant Ninja
who don't know.
Turtles. Heroes on the half shell.
Total power.
Total power. So I want to talk about the reception.
Yeah.
So yeah, the reception here, it has a rating from CinemaScore of A. It's got an A on CinemaScore. IMDb has it at a 7.6 out of 10. And Rotten Tomatoes critic score of 96 and an audience score of 92. So it's doing pretty well with the critic scores,
banging.
both critics and audiences. The CinemaScore, I want to start using that instead of Metacritic,
Okay.
because the CinemaScore is like they actually go to the theaters and like hand people a
Oh,
6
word.
question
Yeah.
questionnaire, and they
How come we don't ever get those?
I don't know. I'm like, man, because like we go to a theater in the city. Yeah, I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like we're in a small theater. I don't know, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool to get a questionnaire from CinemaScore. But then you just rate it as you're on your way out. So that's general, like, from the people. That's the... Now, I do think that sometimes that makes it trend positively because it's people that already had interest to go see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But who knows? Anyways, performance-wise, domestic box office, it made $43 million over the weekend. And worldwide, it's at 51.5. When I was looking, it doesn't look like it's released in much of Europe at all.
Okay.
Looked like the only European countries I saw were like maybe France and Spain.
Hate France, bro.
Whoa. You've never fucking been. You don't know anything about France.
Escargot.
Like that's like yuck escargot. No. But yeah, so it's still got some big countries to release in. Mm-hmm. And that's on a budget of $70 million. So it's not doing terrible. It's, you know, because I don't think the marketing has been huge on it.
No.
But it's had a lot of good word of mouth.
Yeah.
So I think that'll help it out. And I definitely think it'll be a movie.
How much did it make? Or how much did it cost to make?
$70 million.
All right.
And it's made $50 million already.
Yeah.
I think they'll cross.
Yeah, they'll obviously make their money back at least.
Mm-hmm. And like I was telling you at the theater, I was reading that they've already got a sequel in the works and an animated series on Paramount Plus.
I don't know about that one.
I don't either.
I think they should just stick to the movie. Don't
get greedy. Bump the brakes.
Go on, Seth Rogen. You're doing
settle down.
Settle down.
I'd be fair. I don't think Seth Rogen was like, you know what we could do is, I think we could, well, you know, what I think we could do is, and then he just is like, let's do everything. But, no, I mean, but then again, like, he made Invincible. Like, you know, man makes good animated shit, too.
That's true.
He likes his comic book stuff.
That's true.
And I think he's done a really good job of filling the gap of, it's not Marvel, it's not DC.
It's something new.
Yeah,
or
it's something
different.
else. Yeah. You got a synopsis for me?
No, my phone's almost dead.
Holy
I
fuck.
told you that. I said my phone's almost dead. You said the 7%. Read it and weep.
Why is your fucking phone at 7%? You've been home all goddamn day.
Exactly. I just been chilling.
Man, I just ain't been fucking around.
I'm chilling.
No, the synopsis is it just says the film follows the Turtle Brothers as they work to earn the love of New York City while facing down an army of mutants.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
Hey, freak show.
Welcome to Turtle Mania. I got you for 3 minutes. Two different wrestlers.
That's Macho Man Randy Savage.
It is, yeah. And Hulkamania is obviously.
The Hulkster.
The Hulkster. Hey, brother. What are your spoiler-free plot thoughts, bitch?
Dude, the plot was really fucking good.
Yeah.
It was super, like, steady. It didn't feel like we're, like, obviously we don't...
Simple and a good
The
way.
origin of the Turtles
The mutants in general, yeah.
is pretty, like, cut and dry. They really didn't dwell on it for long, which I thought was really
Fine.
good.
Yeah. People are pretty familiar with their origin.
Yeah. Just throughout it just didn't feel dead. Like, it constantly, like, everything we saw I felt was important to the story.
Yeah, it was pretty tight. It was tight. The script was tight.
Oh. All right. What about you? Do you have any plot thoughts?
That's what you had.
Well, I mean, spoiler free because
Yeah.
it spoils pretty quickly into it.
I said it's a nice and simple plot about teenagers seeking approval and acceptance. And they just also happen to be mutant Ninja Turtles. Which I think is important. Which we talked about that.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen had talked about how, you know, he thought the most interesting part of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was the teenage part. And he felt that was the part that kind of gets left out sometimes. So he wanted to really focus on that.
And he made them more of like pre-teens rather than...
Well, they're 15 years old.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess, yeah, when I think of pre-teen, I kind of think like 12, 13. But yeah, they are 15.
Yeah.
But he just made them younger. Like, I know all the other ones, they're like...
19.
Yeah,
They're like
yeah.
basically adults, young adults. And he made them actual teenagers. They're kids. And so I thought that was a good choice. And I think it honestly helps a lot moving into the story that they are actually children. You know what I mean? That you're like, yeah, these are just kids that just want to be liked. You know what I mean?
That's all.
And that's all. And they've got a dad who's a little bit paranoid, you know, and just wants the best for them, wants to keep them safe. And, you know, sometimes you got to let the birdie flap their wings, you know what I mean?
I'm a peacock, you gotta let me fly.
I thought they did a pretty great job of staying current on slang. You and I were talking about that.
Yeah,
and it not coming off cringy.
Yeah, they did a really good job at that.
Yeah, where we were like, you know, like they used Riz unironically,
twice.
and it didn't.
And it fit really, really well.
Yeah, it made sense. And I think it helps that it was kids saying it.
And also, we were talking, like, they made the kids mandatory, like, you know, people have to go, like, work out and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
They made all the kids go hang out and,
hang
like,
out.
have fun together, which
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Dope.
Send it to a pizza parlor. You know, kids go get some za.
Yeah, go get some of New York's finest.
It's only 90 minutes, which I think is part of why it felt like a pretty tight script. Is because
Yeah.
it's only a 90-minute movie.
It didn't need to be longer though.
No,
It felt,
I
it
didn't
felt-
feel like we missed out.
Yeah.
But it was a nice feeling, like leaving the theater and being like, oh, shit, it's
Yeah.
only 9:30. You got to be kidding me. I was expecting to get out of here like 10,
Right.
10:30, you know. And I just thought it was a pretty fresh take on the origins of the mutants.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Yeah.
Riveting.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, I'm really excited to talk about this.
Uncanny.
Yeah.
No, as far as the plot, I thought it was really good. You do see it in the. Excuse me.
Getting choked up.
Yeah. You do see like a lot more, like the fact that they're brothers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like in this
There's
one
a
and
lot
the
more
other one,
camaraderie.
yeah, they're just like they're more like teammates.
Yeah.
But in this one, you can tell like
They're siblings.
they're siblings and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's very good, very good.
Yeah, and I think that kind of leads us into characters and chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought the Turtles were really well cast.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to pull that up on the other screen if you want to talk about your thoughts on characters and chemistry while I get the cast pulled up here.
Yeah.
So, it's a
So
big cast.
it is. So starting off with like the four turtles there, you have what is it? What does he end up going with? It's not Leonardo.
Leon Ardo.
Yeah, Leon Ardo.
Because they're talking about not having last names.
Yeah.
So what was it? Oh, it was Michael.
Michael.
Michelangelo.
Angelo.
And Leonardo was like, what am I supposed to go by? Leonardo? And there was like,
Nardo.
Nardo, what? And he's like, oh, I got it. I'll go Leon Ardo. And
Yeah.
they're like, that's not any better. That's stupid.
And then it was what they say, Raphael, and I think
Raphael. I don't know
Yeah.
Donnie and Raphael.
They said one.
Yeah.
Um.
Because this is going to have to be like Donatello,
Yeah.
you know?
Donald.
Yeah. Just Donald.
It's just Donald.
Donald Tello.
Donato's Teller. But so like the relationship between them is really good. The sheer like joking, and when it's like not funny, haha, funny like oh,
Yeah, right.
you know, it's like there's a line in it where Raphael like is getting all worked up and fighting
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
and they're all laughing. They're like, "You
need to go to therapy." Like, yeah.
we got to set you something up.
Yeah, like, we're going to use that rage. And he's like, "Rah!" and like flips over a vehicle or something. And they're like,
hulking out.
good job, man. We got to get you to therapy. Like, there's something wrong with you.
And there is something not right with you.
Yeah, you're not well adjusted. So I've got the cast here. So the kids are as follows. Micah Abbey plays Donatello. Shaman Brown Jr. plays Michelangelo. Nicholas Cantu plays Leonardo. And Brady Noon plays Raphael. And then April O'Neil is played by Ayo Edebiri, who she is the sous chef
The Bear.
from The Bear. Yeah. And so I was like, yo. Because like, I
Yes.
recognized your voice and I could not figure it out. And then when we got home, I pulled up the cast and I was like, that's who it is. Son of a bitch. I've only been binging The Bear the last 2 weeks. So I've heard her voice a lot.
Well, it should be muscle memory.
Yeah.
Why'd you look at me like you're sick?
Just muscle memory, man.
You're a sick puppy.
Maya Rudolph plays Cynthia Outram, who I think is supposed to be is the bad guy of sorts. She's like the shady CEO, maybe of like the tech company, but they're kind of like I think they're like the shadow broker. You know, they're like the behind the scenes bad guy. And then obviously you've got,
Well, they got to be.
got Ice Cube playing Superfly.
No, Superfly.
Yeah, when they roll up and he's got his own fucking entrance music. And you got Bebop and Rocksteady played by Seth Rogen and John Cena. And then you've got fucking Rose Byrne plays Leatherhead, the alligator with the fucking is Australian with the night vision goggles. Fucking
Post Malone as Wayne
is no, he is Ray Fillet,
Ray.
who's the Manta Ray. And he can't stop singing.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Like when they're introducing each other, you know, and he starts singing his name, and Superfly's like, "Stop singing, just say your name normal. Like,
say your name, dude.
Cut it out, man." And you got fucking Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko. Like, bruh,
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
Hey, I match your vibes, dude.
Yeah, abracadabra. And you got fucking Hannibal Buress, this fucking Genghis Frog, just licking his own eyeball.
Who is the bat?
The bat is Wingnut, who is played by Natasia Demetrio. Which have you watched the series What We Do in the Shadows? She plays the female vampire in that.
Fitting.
Yeah, that she plays a bat in this. But yeah, and then you got Jackie Chan as Splinter,
Yeah.
and like I said, Ice Cube as Superfly. Let's see, I was looking to see if there was any
kind of popping back to characters and chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
I liked how in this one, Splinter is not really like, he's more of a dad figure than like a master figure.
Yeah, he's less
like a
sensei, more father. Yeah.
I really like that because he
Yeah.
does just look like a dad from the 70s.
Yeah.
He's got like the stash and a
Yeah.
polo collar,
Yeah.
a short sleeve shirt.
Oh, something I did want to bring up, and I don't know if it's related to plot or chemistry or something in between, but the soundtrack in this I really liked.
Oh, bang.
I've been talking about it all morning.
Mm-hmm.
That it's primarily, there's a lot of 90s hip hop and just a lot of 90s music in general, which I think is on purpose because
They're based in the 90s.
yeah, well, the comics started in the 80s, but the movies got really popular in,
But they
in
had
the 90s.
smartphones. in this
Smartphones,
one.
yeah. So this takes place in the
Like
in the
current
modern day.
yeah.
But the Turtles themselves as a franchise started
Mm-hmm.
in the 80s and 90s.
Which I like. I don't know, like having like the New York alleys and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It just kind of makes me think of the 90s.
Yeah, and so you've got what? You got No Diggity, which we got to talk about that in
Mm-hmm.
spoilers. You've got No Diggity. You've got what's it from A Tribe Called Quest? What was it? Can I Kick It?
Yeah.
And then fucking it's not hip hop, but you've got What's Up by the Four Non Blondes.
But it's the He-Man.
Well, you've got both versions.
Yeah.
and and so that was a good scene too. But no, I really enjoyed the music in this, especially I think A Tribe Called Quest. For some reason, that Can I Kick It had similar vibes to me for like at the end of for some reason it made me think of like at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home when just 3, it's a magic number. It's kind of got like that. It feels like a nostalgic teen vibe to it, and I thought it was pretty fitting for them. But yeah, so I just enjoyed the soundtrack. I think April O'Neil was super funny.
Yeah. Yeah, the comedic bit that, well, we'll talk about that in spoilers, but
She has a very funny moment. Like
Yeah.
you could tell it's a kid's movie. It's a PG movie.
Right, yeah.
And so a lot of the humor is a bit more juvenile, but not in a negative way. It's just broad appeal.
This is more family friendly.
Yeah, exactly. It's not adult humor. It's broad spectrum humor.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the similarities between April and the Turtles.
Yes.
That kind of justifies their relationship. That she's an outcast, and they're obviously outcasts because they're turtles. You don't want to hear me talk. You just want to dance. And so, yeah, I enjoyed that dynamic between them. And then Splinter was good as the paranoid, concerned parent. Mm-hmm. And we talked about this, that I don't know if we talked about it in this yet, but with each other we did. The fact that they actually had everybody record in groups.
yeah, that definitely helps.
And I think it shows, yeah. Where apparently that was a trick that Seth Rogen learned from Jon Favreau on the Lion King remake that they did, because Seth Rogen was Pumbaa.
Yeah.
And so he and Billy Eichner, who was Timon, and then Donald Glover, who was Simba, recorded a lot of their songs and things like that just in the same booth together and like their scenes together. So that way when you're doing your lines, you're looking at the guy, talking to him.
And it just has a natural flow.
Yeah, it's much more natural of your acting off of the other person. And it allows for you to improv.
Yeah.
Because we're just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And then if something comes out of it, you go, that's good.
That's it.
Keep that. That's gold.
Clip this!
Clip it. And then I wanted to mention the art style.
It has like a weird 2D, but then 3D at times with like
Yeah.
a claymation.
So it's supposed to be hand drawn.
Okay. There's times where it doesn't look hand drawn.
No. I mean, it's computer. It is CGI,
Yeah.
but the visuals. I mean, it's the same. They compared it to they being the artists and the director and such, said that they wanted it to look like the sketches. So similar to like the concept art and things like that. They wanted it to look like they pictured like a teenager's, notebook
Right.
and just doing drawings and doodles and stuff. And they wanted that vibe to kind of be like the North Star is the phrase they used. And then they compared it to the comic book visuals of Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
How Spider-Verse is meant to look like a comic book. This was meant to look like drawings, and I could see that.
I think a lot of times the turtles themselves look like clay.
Sure.
Like, at least in the face.
I guess we got to rate this thing, man.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Yeah. You can always, so you can be overwhelmed, which means you thoroughly enjoyed the film. Your expectations were met or succeeded.
Yeah.
You can be underwhelmed, which means you thought it was a big fat stinker.
you just didn't like it.
Yeah, just didn't like it. Or you can be right in the middle and be simply
Simply
whelmed.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Overwhelmed. Yeah.
I was expecting it to be good, but I wasn't expecting it
Yeah.
to be this good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it was
It was the za.
Hey.
It was
gas or pass.
gas. Yeah. No.
It was just so fucking good.
Yeah. Like we left the theater and you looked at me and you went, why was that shit gas?
I was like, why was that so good?
Yeah.
Like, I would go watch it again, like, hands down.
Yeah.
Especially for the no diggity scene.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I want to talk about that. So there's
We got to talk about what we did before.
oh yeah, we didn't bring that up.
No, we'll save it till the end. I mean, that's fine. People just get a little extra part.
Okay. What, like after the
Yeah.
after the show's over?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a scene in this where the turtles have decided, okay, we're going to stop Superfly. So the plot is basically Superfly. Oh, we didn't even mention Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, yeah, plays Dr. What's his name?
Yeah,
What's his
Doctor.
nuts?
That's Dr. Whoosums. Now let me find his name in the list here. Giancarlo Esposito plays Baxter Stockman, who, in my understanding, is in the comics and in the cartoon. Baxter Stockman mutates into Superfly.
Okay.
But in this, he's just like the father figure. He's the creator of Superfly. But so he creates Superfly as well as the rest of the mutants, other than the turtles. Well, I guess he kind of makes the turtles by accident.
Yeah.
But by design, he makes all the mutants except the turtles and Splinter. And the big bad, science company
Big bad putty tat.
rolls up on his mans in him, shoots him, blows him up, kills him. And
But Superfly gets out.
Superfly is a little baby fly, grabs all the test tubes with the siblings in it and dips. And Baxter's, test tube of the ooze
Falls down the
drain, and the rest is history, right? Turtles get all dipped up in it. Instead of Splinter being a man who mutates, he's just a rat that mutates into a man rat. And so he has no man abilities.
Yeah, no, he's just...
So they just have a training montage of like fucking Tybo videos.
Old VHS
Old
tapes.
VHSs of just fucking
Watching,
we're gonna learn how to do kung fu and they watch like karate movies and some training videos, like I said, like some Tybo.
Yeah.
And and that's how they learn the bow staff. And I can't think of what the
Size.
the Electra size, and then nunchucks and swords.
So, katanas.
Which I did want to bring that up as like a funny thing from just in general, is like they're using size and swords, and they don't kill people. You know what I mean? But there's times where you see he's swinging that sword at people.
Yeah, he's
You know what I
going
mean?
for it.
So you're like, oh man, he's a 15-year-old trying to kill somebody.
Hate to see it.
Oh man, was it Wingnut that says that they don't want to murder people?
Yeah.
Because what if the faces of my victims haunt me in my sleep?
In my sleep.
And I don't remember. Is it Leo who's like, yeah, murder's a heavy burden.
Yeah.
Like,
Murder is
a heavy burden. Like you don't want to weigh that. But the no diggity scene. The turtles decide they're going to take down Superfly, but they got to find him first. And so the plan is this chop shop. It seems to be working with Superfly.
Well, let's back up because that's how they kind of meet April.
Yeah, let's just do it chronologically.
Yeah. Oh, so they're up on the roof and they're kind of like wanting to go explore the outside world, and so they're just throwing
they're
ninja
just horsing
stars,
around.
on a roof and
Filming each other doing karate tricks
stupid
and
shit. And they throw a ninja star at Michelangelo holding the watermelon, and it goes through and hits April in the bike helmet.
Yeah, luckily.
And she falls off and
her scooter,
she's yelling at him, and someone takes her scooter. And then like, shit, that's kind of
We
our
gotta go help her.
Yeah, it's our fault. And so
And they're all kind of simping for her because she's just a human.
Leonardo
teenager.
especially.
He's down horrendous.
He's down bad.
Bad.
He's chumming.
Yeah. He's what now?
Chumming. But so yeah, they go and they just some
Follow
little
the
chop
thief
shop.
to a chop shop. Yeah.
And then they just
Get into a nice beat 'em up, win.
where like
And
this
it's
is like their
actual
first fight. Yeah. And they whoop some ass, like just not know, like because those instincts just kind
Yeah,
of
the
kick
training,
in,
yeah.
and then like, oh shit,
Oh,
we
fuck,
like won.
We did this, yeah.
And then April, was like walking in, like, oh fuck, we gotta hide.
Yeah. And they're doing some Scooby Doo ass hiding, like trying to form their body
Donatello's like hiding behind an engine, just hugging it.
hugging the engine block. And she's like, I can see you guys. I think she can see us. Yeah. They're like whispering to each other.
They're all huddled over, and she's
Yeah, she's like, no sidebarring. Like, what are we, this is just making it weird.
But then, she's like, all right, well, I would be freaking out, but you guys
help me.
help me, so that makes it a lot better.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, and she talks about Superfly being a journalist, everything like that, and then they're like, well, let's take this guy down. Let's be good guys so we can be accepted by everybody.
Yeah, they ask her, do you think there's other people like you who would accept us? And she's like, no, you're gonna freak people out.
But
she's like, if you guys if I hadn't seen you guys being heroes, I'd be screaming right now. And so that's when they get the idea of, well, what if everybody saw us as heroes?
And you get
you find out that she is an outcast as well.
Yeah.
She wants to be the hero of her school because she is April O'Puke. She's Puke Girl. Because she started at the her journalistic ventures, trying to do the morning announcements, the live video morning announcements at school. And as soon as they're like, all right, and we're live, she just, she locks up. And I like that the camera angle changes to be like a tight from below shot of her face. And just, you can see the sweat rolling down her cheeks. And then she just vomits
everywhere.
all over the desk.
Like comedically.
Yeah. And it's green. Like she's up and down the side of the desk. Fucking falls out of her chair, puking into the air, yanks down the green screen behind her. And I like that the people behind the camera are just staring
horrified.
onward, just,
Oh my God.
You know, the person holding the cue cards is just, the cue cards are hanging down. She's like, oh my gosh. And then I like when it shows everybody in school watching it and they're all just still,
Oh my God.
And so she's Puke Girl. And so the plan is, you know, we're all going to do this together. She's going to write the story, help them catch Superfly, so that she can be the hero that saved prom. They'll be the heroes that caught Superfly, and everybody's accepted.
Yes.
So that's the GP. And she tells them, like, all right, well, Superfly is stealing these parts. He's trying to build something, you know. There's a deal going down tonight, so you need to chase him down and figure out who's doing the deal, right?
Yeah.
And so it's going to be one of these 4 people. And that's funny because they've got, like, mobster names. And one of them's, like, Toupee Tommy.
One of them's
Nickname Norman or something like that.
I thought it was like
Normal name.
Dan.
Something like that, yeah.
He's just a guy
just
who
a
sells
dude.
mattresses.
Yeah. I'm trying to find their names here. Bad Bernie, Bald Bronson, fucking Normal Nate. That's what it is. Toupee Tom, Short Sharon. They've all got nicknames and they just got fucking Normal Nate.
He's just normal.
He's just
a dude.
normal, yeah. He's just a guy. Just a guy being a dude. But,
Aren't we all?
But so there's a really good, like, montage of sorts of them kind of doing, like, the Daredevil beat 'em up.
Yeah.
You know, which Daredevil and the Mutant Turtles are very intertwined. I've told you that before, that the Turtles are, in the comics, are created from the same accident that blinds Daredevil.
Oh.
Now, it has to be alluded to. It can't be actually the same event because they're not Marvel.
Sure.
But yeah, the same truck. You know, the panel looks awful similar. And when the chemicals fly off and blind Matt Murdock, they run down the sewer and make the Turtles. And you figure he fights the Hand, they fight the Foot Clan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're Daredevil, but they're Turtles. But so I don't think that's an accident that it felt kind of Daredevilish.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does a good job of showing each turtle having like I'm leading the charge on this one.
Right.
And intercutting between them. And it kind of does a side-scroller, almost video game beat-em-up
Yeah.
vibe.
I say, like, what I wanted to say about it was, like, for a 2D movie, like, with some 3D animation in it, it kind of, like, turned through all the walls and, like, going through the walls in each transition, someone else was leading.
Yeah.
It almost did, like, a slow motion as it was doing it.
Sure, yeah.
Which I thought was really, really cool.
Yeah, and the whole time it's got No Diggity by fucking Blackstreet and Dr. Dre and Queen. Oh god, I can't think of her name. Starts with a P, but either way, they're doing their thing on the track there, and it all works very well together. I remember thinking, like, while I'm watching, like, oh yeah, I want to talk about this.
Yeah, this is gas.
This is good shit. And so they get the interrogation. I like that it works for them, and then they step out and they're all like, "Oh, he talked!" Like, we got answers out of him. They did the thing.
And then they say, like, yeah, we've never met him, but he's been killing our guys.
Yeah.
So here's the truck. You can just go give it to him and kill him yourself, right?
Yeah, go get him. And so they're like, this is gonna be easy. We're gonna beat this.
Breezy.
We're Ninja Turtles. We're gonna beat this dude up.
And they think
it's just a human.
it's the human.
And then there's like 2 cars roll up, and they're like, 2 cars. That's like 10 guys tops.
Yeah,
We got
tops.
this, you know. And then fucking Bebop and Rocksteady get out and click on the jukebox.
You know I'm Superfly. You know I'm Superfly.
Because the Superfly's rolling up. And then all these mutants start getting out of the cars, and they're like, yo, what the fuck?
What the fuck? There's other mutants?
Yeah, and Superfly gets out, and it's fucking Ice Cube, you know, just talking. You're like, what the hell? And apparently Ice Cube agreed to it, like, on spot, basically.
Really?
Like, when he heard that, like, his character's name was Superfly, he was like, I'm in. I'm in, that's it. But he did say that he and his son, O'Shea Jackson Jr., watched the Mutant Ninja Turtles in the 90s and stuff a lot, and he was like, that was a no-brainer. I'm doing it, yeah. But yeah, he did. Apparently, when Seth Rogen was like, yeah, you're going to play a guy named Superfly. He was like, bingo, that's me.
Sounds good.
I'm in. But yeah, so they go out and like, all right, I guess we got to meet these guys and have a nice like meet cute with all the mutants.
And he's like, oh shit, you guys aren't people.
Yeah.
You guys are mutants.
Yeah, and so they kind of all have the same reaction of like, we didn't know there were more.
Others like us.
Yeah, and so that's when they figure out that like, we're like cousins, I guess.
Of
We're
sorts,
technically
yeah.
family of sorts because we were all created from the same dude.
Ooze.
So there's like that weird identity crisis, I guess, of like, oh man, are we supposed to just automatically
Like each other?
like each other? Yeah. And so they kind of just go along with Superfly for a bit. And he takes them to the bowling alley. And they just have a good old time at the bowling alley.
Just hanging.
Like a Mondo Gecko. What's the one that can't speak English?
Oh, it can only speak feral.
Yeah, because it's not. I'm trying to look. It doesn't have a credit because it's not really like there's no lines. You know what I mean?
Oh man, it was what's her name?
Yeah, because Splinter and her are getting it on.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't find it in the list either. Damn, that's gonna bug me. Yeah, I can't find it. But either way, that's the last mutant, and I can't think of its name, but it's apparently a woman, a female, and yeah, it only speaks feral, and it fucking pukes up
Whenever
bile anytime
she
it's
speaks.
Yeah, being vocal, and so that's kind of yuck. But yeah, they go bowling. They all have a bonding exercise, and they find out that the plan is to build a machine that will shoot the ooze into the atmosphere and turn all the animals on Earth into mutants, whether it be an ant or a whale. And then, of course, the humans are going to be murdered, enslaved, and otherwise mistreated.
Yep.
And the turtles are like,
ooh, that's
not
cool.
our style, man. And, they can't just come out and be like, yeah, we don't like that plan. And April's in their ear like, you guys really need to try and like, if you want me to be filming this, you guys need to try and look like the heroes here. Because so far, all I filmed is you guys helping Superfly destroy the human race. And then I go,
And so they're like, hypothetically, what happens if we didn't like this? And he turns around, he's like, I'd get fucking pissed.
yeah, I'd be pretty pissed. And they're like, oh.
And then he like crushes a fire hydrant and is like
Yeah.
super intimidating. And they're like,
We're just said hypothetically. We're just fucking around, Ooh. Yeah, and they're like, all right, well, let me throw this one at you. How about we take the van with the machine in it,
and we'll
and we'll follow you. And he's like, all right, but I drive pretty fast. Mondo, Bebop. Is it Bebop or Rocksteady? I think it's Rocksteady that goes with him.
Yeah.
Because April's like, you guys need to do something. They're like, he's a fucking rhinoceros. Like, what do you want us to do with
What
this?
do you expect us to do?
Yeah. And so the turtles are all in the back of the van with this machine, and you've got Wingnut, fucking Mondo Gecko, and Rocksteady sitting up front just driving. And Mondo Gecko's the one driving, and they're like, are you good to drive? And he's like, nope. And then just gets
His
in.
eyes are going all in different
His eyes are
directions.
just two different directions. He's like, nope. And it's like, oh no.
And then they put on
Yeah, he's like, let me find something to listen to. And he's clicking through, and fucking What's Up by the Four Non Blondes comes on. And he's like, I got it, Four Non Blondes. And then they just start singing. Fucking Mondo Gecko and Rocksteady are in the front seat just
having a concert up there, bro.
yeah. And
That's been stuck in our head all
fucking day. Because then the turtles are like, all right, we got to make a move here. Like this isn't going our way. So who has the bow staff? Is it Mikey?
Donatello.
Donatello's like, I got
But he gives it to Mikey, and Mikey
is the one that pushes the, yeah. Like, we got to push the brake. So they use the bow staff to reach under the front seat and just slam the brake. And you were like, because, I mean, that thing stops on a dime. The front end fucking sinks down, the back end lifts up, and Rocksteady, Wingnut, and Gecko just get shot through the windshield. And the turtles are all just kind of like,
Oh,
oh,
shit.
fuck. And I jump up in the front seat real quick and start driving, and it turns into the fucking He-Man,
The He-Man version.
Hey Yeah version, you know. Hey yeah, 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 and you know the club beat behind it, and it just turns into a chase, and it was really enjoyable.
That was a really good chase.
Yeah, and you've got fucking Superfly in his souped up muscle car.
Bruising
Bearing
up
down
on
on them, and they're all, like, it's kind of funny that all the mutants were kind of trying to tell the turtles like,
hey,
you
like-
need to give up to us.
Yeah,
It's
so
like we're
if he
going to be
doesn't-
nicer than him.
Yeah,
Or he's not going to be as nice as us. And they're like, well, you guys aren't being very nice. And they're like, yeah, right.
exactly.
Yeah, he's going to be less nice. And he does end up catching them.
Yep.
And he's flying out of the back with the machine, and they're trying to hold on to him to stop him.
Yes.
And they all get sucked out of the car with him, fall, and the tracker is on them. That the company, I can't think of it's like TCM.
Yeah.
Which is the chemical company that's trying to get the mutants. They roll up on the mutant Ninja Turtles and take them.
And they milk them.
They milk them, which was a fear of Splinter's. For some reason, Splinter was positive that
if
if
they
you
ever
get
got
caught by
caught,
humans,
you're going to get milked.
you're going to be milked. And they're like, Dad, we don't even have nipples.
Yeah,
Like, how are we going to
how
get
are we gonna
milked?
get
You know?
milked?
And then when she's laying out the plan to him of like, we need to get the ooze out of your, you know,
We need to get
out of
your
your genetics.
blood.
We need to get your blood, but there's only one way to get it out of you. And they're like, oh no,
They're getting milked.
they're going to get milked.
And they're in
she's
this
like,
machine that's called.
well, hold on. So they're locked up in the machine and they're getting milked. And well, you and I were having a tough time not giggling at milking them being milked, because I'm sure we both were thinking of sexual milking. You
Yes,
know?
yes.
You know? And so every time they're talking about we're gonna get milked, we're like, and then it does not help that, you know, which one's getting milked first?
Michelangelo.
Mikey. Yeah, Mikey's on the end moaning and as he's being milked, and we're just like,
And then the machine that they're attached to is
it's called the Mega Milker 2000. This fucking April goes and gets Splinter, and it's
Yeah.
like, look, your boys are in trouble.
Yeah.
You know,
I know you hate humans, but
I'm their friend. You know, they're my friends, and we got to go save them. And so he's like, all right. So he rolls up, and he fucks everybody up,
he
dude.
does hard.
Like, there's a part where they knock over a closet on him, or like a wardrobe essentially onto him,
Yeah.
and you think he's been squashed, and then he busts out the back of it, and he's got all of their weapons.
And he's just bruising all over
Yeah,
with
he's
it.
using each weapon. He's got the bow staff, moves to the swords, moves to the sides, moves to the nunchucks, fucks them up, dude. And then he goes and frees the boys, and they're all, Dad, I'm really sorry, whatever, you know, apologizing. And he looks at the machine, and that's when he's like, what is this machine? And they're all kind of like, And that's when he goes, does that say Milker? And that's when it just tight zoom on a shiny placard that just says,
says
Mega
Mega
Milker
Milker
2000.
2000.
And you and I both are just
like I'm trying to sign up for that, bro.
yeah,
Like,
right. Yeah, where do I buy? Like, is this on Amazon?
this is like, what, can I use my Best Buy card? Like,
Where do I get a Mega Milker 9000? But yeah, so, and then fucking they go and they stop Superfly as a team. Sort of. They stop him from firing the machine off.
but it,
Kind of. He sinks into the ocean.
and so does the machine, and then it like
The machine goes off. And kind of like,
mutates him into a huge mutated monster of whales, horses, like a bunch, of animals.
And so it's like a kaiju is now marching on New York City, and they're like, this is not good. Fucking April O'Neil's like calling them and is like, what the fuck is going on, guys? I thought you were supposed to take care of this. And they're like, funny story, actually.
It's quite cute,
Actually, yeah, you will find it funny. But she stole one of the TCM's, I'm pretty sure that's there,
Yeah, they're anti
motorbikes.
Or yeah,
And they have
it looks like the Akira bike.
Yeah. And it's got one of their guns on it that will demutate things. So she's like, I actually might have the tool for the job. Meet me at the giant monster thing.
Yeah, the feet.
And they're like, bet.
Sounds good.
So they roll up. It's pretty dope. Like when they're all walking in off the beach.
Yeah.
You know, and she rolls up and ditches the bike and throws the gun to, is it Raph?
Raphael.
Yeah, and he's, pumping the gun.
Or Leonardo.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was Leo. I couldn't remember if it was Leo or Raph, but
I think it was Leo.
because he's the leader. And they, he takes aim, pops a shot, and
Hits
the
his
little
leg.
needle hits the leg, and
And
just
then
one
a
of the
single
horses
horse.
demutates, falls off, and goes running away. And they're like,
And Ice Cube was like, I don't need that fucking horse.
yeah, I don't need that horse. He's like, one horse? I don't need that horse. And he just keeps moving, and they're like, oh, fuck. And he, like, there was a weird scene, not weird like bad, but just, oh my, where he throws a fucking gas truck at them and it explodes. And then fucking Leo is in just a stunned, like, it was very like Saving Private Ryan, like just looking around. And a stun, his ears are ringing from the explosion. He fucking goes to save Mondo Gecko because he can see his tail poking out from under the rubble. And he just pulls and it pops off. And he's like,
oh, backtrack. He convinces Mondo Gecko.
he convinces all of the mutants
of them
to
that, like, that what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
And they all turn
Superfly
on
is the only one
Superfly.
that's still wanting to do it. Yeah.
Which makes... We'll finish. We'll talk about that later. Well, no, I can talk about it now since it's already been greenlit for a second one. We already said that.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll include them in the second one?
I think they'll at least play a role in some fashion.
I think that's a lot of characters.
Yeah, that'll be all right. It wasn't a lot in this.
No, but like it primarily focused on the turtles, and that's why I'm.
And the next one can too.
That's true.
They can just be. I mean, those characters still exist.
Sure,
It'd be weirder if they didn't exist.
it's true.
You'd be like, where'd all those mutants just go to? You know what I mean?
That's very true.
Unless maybe TCM's capturing them all.
Oh, that could be it.
You know, and so that's part of the whole issue is like Shredder is taking down all these mutants.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, so they all have to kind of puke and rally. You know, they're getting their shit kicked in and they're panicking.
Raphael gets a shell crack because the Superfly squeezing him
Well,
so hard.
before that, because that's when they are making the move on him. But Leo has to kind of rally him and get him
Oh yeah,
after
like,
the bomb,
all
after the
psyched
truck
up.
goes off. They're all kind of like, this. We're not gonna fucking.
We can't win.
We can't do this. That's when Leo gets in their head and it's like, all right. He actually steps up in as a leader and
Tells Donatello, like, dude, you watch so much anime. This is
Yeah,
literally
this
right
is-
up your
yeah.
alley. Think of something.
Yeah.
And
He's
he
like-
references
he's like,
Attack on Titan.
he's like, well, yeah, in Attack on Titan, they've got a weakness on the back of their neck. And he's like, that'd be the blowhole because they look up at the helicopter footage and there's a big glowing blowhole
if you know what I'm
from
saying.
the whale. And they're like, it's the blowhole. All right, so we got to get this and that. And then, is it? Yeah, because Mikey is the one who's improv.
Yes.
You know, and he's into improv comedy. And so he's like, your whole thing is making it up as we go along.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're an improviser. Let's improvise. And fucking, he's like, and Raph, we're going loud. Like,
Yeah.
I need you.
We need you to be as loud as you
Yeah,
can be.
use your rage, baby. And that's when he goes over to a pizza delivery van and just flips it over.
Flips it right side up so they
Yeah.
can drive it. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
You need therapy, dude. Like, why are you so angry? And I like when Bebop and Rocksteady have that same realization about Superfly raising him and being like, maybe he's the reason we're always so angry, you know?
And what's his name? Bebop had his nipples pierced,
Yeah.
which was kind of hot.
Yeah, seeing that guy with those big old rings on.
Pork rinds and pennies.
Ew. And so, they... and Splinter rolls up and is helping him out. You know, you got all of them. And the news is kind of oh man, mutants are attacking New York City.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of defeated us of like, oh man, people
Like,
don't,
we're
people don't
not-
like us. And that's when Leo has the
The
moment
speech
where
of
he's like,
even though we may not look like the good guys,
we still
I-
have to be the heroes.
Yeah, we still have to be the
Yeah, we were doing this for the wrong reason. Yeah, I think we should still be heroes. And so they're like, all right, yeah, bet. And April's like, not on my watch. And goes stomping into like, ABC 6 or whatever it is,
because everyone's panicking.
Yeah, and she gets on the news and is like, keep rolling, and has her moment where she has to swallow her vomit so she doesn't puke again. And it starts telling the world, like, no.
These are the heroes.
Superfly is that giant monster. All the other monsters are
Here to
helping
help.
us. They're heroes.
Yeah.
And like she gets through most of her story and then still vomits on the desk real quick. And she's like, oh, God, I'm sorry. I thought that was in my past.
Yeah. And then they zoom in on
Yeah,
her.
they do a tighter zoom to cover the, get the desk out of the shot. There's just vomit on the desk. Mm-hmm. But so she's doing PR, keeping them on the up and up. Mm-hmm. And all of the New Yorkers start to roll up and help out.
Yeah.
It was very Spider-Man, like 2002.
Don't worry, kid. We'll keep your secret.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Spider-Man 1 and 2 both have, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
New York.
Yeah. And so that was pretty dope because they're getting their shit kicked in by Superfly, where like he said, he's got them all in his claw and is cracking Raph's shell. Splinter is his legs busted,
Yeah.
so he can't help them.
And that's when
the New Yorkers are like, "We'll help you, Dud."
Yeah. And then they help get the bag to him, and then they throw it in the blowhole.
Do some up. Yeah, blowhole. He explodes, and all of the animals go running away from him that were mutated into him.
Then they go to high school because that was their whole dream.
Yeah, which is just be regular kids.
Regular kids. They
They wanted to be Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, yeah. Which that scene was kind of sad.
Yeah.
Like watching them be like, "Dang, we'll never."
Well, we won't have that.
Like even the people watching this will never be there.
Yeah, we won't
Like,
get to be them. I'm like, Jesus. Yeah.
And then Leo asks April to prom.
And she says yes, and then when they're at prom, she's like, "This is just his friends, right?" And he's like, "What?" But yeah, so they're normal high school kids. Mikey gets to be on
In
the
the
improv
improv.
club.
Raphael.
Raph's a wrestler.
Yeah.
And do we see Donatello?
Donatello films himself. And he goes, "I finally found my people," and it's just a bunch of people on their laptops
it's-
clicking.
Yeah, he's with all the quote unquote nerds, you know, and yeah, so they've all got their place of belonging. And Splinter is down in the sewers with the rest of the mutants.
Yeah, well, it's just
and
a
he
family.
gets to basically be dad for them, you know, and raise them properly, you know. And that was a nice little bow ending, you know, nice ending. And then you know the mid credit scene is that they have a specimen of Superfly,
Yes.
and they're like, you know, bring in the Shredder, and you just see Shredder off on the opposite beach, looking over at New York City, and you're like, oh,
Do you
fuck.
think this is what I wanted to ask? Do you think that whatever company this is secretly the Foot Clan?
Maybe,
And like whatever it is just a front, and that's why the Foot Clan has so much funding.
or maybe they'll create the Foot Clan. I don't know, and they may not include the Foot Clan entirely.
Yeah, they could just be Shredder. Either way, I hope they don't kill him.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I
We
feel
talked
like
about
there
that.
has to be a Shredder.
Yeah, keep Shredder around. Don't fall into the trap. Which I have faith in Seth Rogen to not
Yeah,
do that, because I mean he's pretty.
legit.
Yeah, he's pretty up and up on like what he likes as a comic book fan.
What if they just drop this first one and the second one's the last Ronin?
Jesus, just cut way forward. Yeah, remember that last Ronin game that's in the works?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait for that. That'll be exciting. In the same vein as God of War. Come on, man,
Stop.
cut it out.
Did you see?
Which one did you say it is? It's Mikey.
It's Mikey. Mikey's the last one that lives.
Yeah,
Which I was hoping it was Donnie.
yeah,
Or you think it'd be Leo?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or Raph maybe.
Nah, he's too hot-headed.
Right, but that's the thing, right? It's like you got the one that's already angry, and then you take away all of his support, you know?
Yeah, he's unhinged.
Yeah, right.
He's tweaking.
He's a man on the edge.
Tweaking
You know?
on the perks.
Yeah. Park 30.
Park 30
You were going to ask me something. You said, do you think?
with the Foot Clan.
And then there's something after that. When we were talking about the last Ronin.
Oh,
It'll come to you. In the middle of the night, you'll just fucking wake up in a flop sweat. Come down the hall, wake me. Oh, I don't remember what it was.
we gotta get in the podcast.
Yeah, get the recorder.
But
What you been thinking about?
I think what you meant to say is, welcome back to Chris's Cryptid Corner. I'm your host, Chris. So this week I didn't really get to pick my own
Yeah, you did.
cryptid.
I said, hey, take a look at this. You could talk about this if you want.
No, they said,
do
listen
this or
here,
you're fucking homeless.
or you're or you're fired. And they said you're going to talk about the squonk. But yeah, so I'm going to be reading about the squonk. The squonk is a fearsome critter reputed to live in the hemlock forest of northern Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Legends of the squonk originated in the late 19th century at the height of the Pennsylvania's importance in the timber and hunting industry. The earliest known written account of squonks comes from the book William T. Cox, Fearsome Creatures of
Bill
the Lumber
Cox.
Woods, with a few desert and mountain beasts. The legend holds that the creature's skin is ill-fitting, being covered with warts, and that because of its ashamed of its appearance, it hides from plain sight and
cries.
spends most of its time weeping.
Yeah.
Hunters who have tried catching squonks have found the creature is capable of dissolving completely into a pool of tears and bubbles when cornered. A man named J.P. Wentling is supposed to have coaxed the creature into a bag, which, when he carried it home, it suddenly lightened. He found that all that remained was the liquid remains of the sad animal.
Yeah.
In 2015 version of Fearsome Creatures by Hal Johnson, the squonk is physically and actually a pig. It's covered in warts. It has cauliflower ear. It's fucking
Jesus.
wrestling, bro.
Yeah, it's just been punched in the fucking head.
Covered in wax and hair. Its tusks are yellow and crooked. Its roomy eyes weep constant tears and has 4 legs. 3.5 if the right hind leg is transparent.
What the fuck?
Its fearsome aspect is a contagious misery. It lives in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. Jean Paul Wentling, I think is how you pronounce it. Hal Johnson's arch nemesis tried to catch one, but like the squonk, he is dissolved into tears and death.
Jesus.
The squonk's method of love and reproduction is binary fission.
It just
It's-
it just breaks off.
It doesn't even find a mate, dude. It's just too fucking lonely.
Yeah.
But then there's just a bunch of pictures here that I'm sure I'll post on the social media and stuff like that of what it looks like. 'Cause there's just a couple that are just foul.
Yeah. You're like, damn. I'd be sad too.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm the squonk.
I like that. And there's a festival in like Johnstown, I think it was, Pennsylvania. Fucking called Squonkapalooza. it's like their Mothman festival.
Hey man, we gotta go to
Gotta go to the
Squonkapalooza.
Squonkapalooza, man.
Hey, yo, did you see the Squonkapaloozas in town?
Yo! I'm like, what a sad festival. We're all gonna throw a party about this creature that's so ugly it cries. Like,
Why
damn.
can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? But what are you even thinking about? Because I think we're gonna talk about the same thing.
Project Zomboid.
Yeah. Yo.
And GTFO. I can talk about GTFO, and you can talk about Zomboid. Or do we just want to talk about Zomboid together?
Talk about Zomboid because we gotta wrap it up because we're gonna go play.
It's only been an hour and 10 minutes, and you're like, we better wrap this up. Yeah, fucking Zomboid's gas.
Yeah.
Like,
And we're getting.
we've talked about it before.
This is the farthest we've ever gotten in our session because we're hitting a point where we're making modifications because we've never made
Yeah, I've created stuff before.
like shelves.
Yeah.
Not in a game with me.
Yes, I have.
When?
In the same base that we're in now. Just in an earlier save. The last time that we played it and we're in this base, I was making shelves and we made a bed. And we started a garden outside.
But we did move that fridge in there. Like we're
Yeah.
doing big money moves.
Yeah, and we're...
And then we're gonna take the house across the street or on the other side of the lot.
Yeah.
Do we want to
Convert it
do
into
that?
Yeah.
I think we should.
Yeah.
We should start streaming.
Nah.
Twitch streaming.
Because then we can't be ourselves, you know?
Why not?
Because we'll say inappropriate shit. We'll say
Like
shit
what?
that... Yeah, I don't know, man. Just stuff that we're like, is that, you know... Like, you know, I'll probably get too political. You'll probably get really inappropriate and racial.
No.
You just say, like, old-timey slurs, you know? Stuff that my great-granddad was saying, you know? Kind of slurs you gotta Google.
Yeah, what does that mean?
What does that even mean? Oh, my God, Grandpa! You know?
He's just back there.
But, yeah, no, we've
been tearing it up though.
yeah,
We've
getting
been
stinky.
Yeah, hard. We
Hard.
stink,
We
stank,
smell
stunk,
bad.
you know?
Morgan got home and went, fuck! Yeah, that is foul. What is that? Well, that's Zomboid, baby.
That's us.
You're looking at Tweedledee and Tweedledum over here, baby. Thing 1, thing 2 right here.
But yeah, this game is just so good.
Gas.
If you have any recommendations for it, you should definitely let us know at simplyonemailbag@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now our biggest issue is cars. I think
Yeah.
we're burning through cars fairly quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
We should look up, like, we've never delved into electronics or mechanics, and we probably should.
yeah.
That way we can, like, soup up a car, you know.
Yeah, do you think we can add armor to it?
I don't know. We need to treat Zomboid like we treat Minecraft mods. Like, just get stupid. Get to Googling, figuring out how to do shit. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was doing with looking at the stones, how to pick them up and stuff like that, so I can make a stone axe.
Yeah.
So we can cut down trees, so we can make planks, so we can make
Yeah.
walls.
Yeah. You almost puked.
I
on the
almost
mic.
did.
I'd be fucking mad at you. I'd call you Puke O'Neill. Or Puke Girl. April Puke.
I'm not puke girl.
A Puke.
I'm puke man.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
Superhero or severe acid reflux.
Yeah, that's all I've been thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, literally same. Like I tried to convince you that we record tomorrow.
Yeah, when I was like,
And I
no,
was like,
we've
I'll
already
edit
got
it.
obligations.
Yeah.
So,
But I gotta poop, and then we gotta play Zomboid.
yeah, you've always got to poop.
Full of shit, baby. What you want from me?
No, sue me. Again, we want to thank you guys so much for your attention and support. If you liked this episode, be sure to give it a great review and tell your friends about it. Share it on social media. Spread us like the plague.
Like the plague.
Just like it. Nothing like it.
Nothing like a steak dinner. Nothing like it. I fucking love those videos.
I do too. Be sure to like, subscribe, favorite, whatever the expression is on your audio streaming service of choice, so that you get notified when we post an episode.
Yeah.
We shoot for every Wednesday. I think we've only missed it once.
For the first person, for the 10th person to give us a shout out, we'll give you merch that we don't have.
What the fuck? What a steal. I'll cut you a deal here. For the, I don't know, 7th person that, likes and favorites and shares it, we'll
Get nothing.
we'll promise you something we can't deliver. Oh, shit, I gotta get in there.
Fucking get on that.
Gotta get in there. What a deal. Chris, if people want to get in touch with us, how would they do that?
Yeah, you can always take a look at us on our socials. Our Facebook, Instagram is Simply Whelmed Podcast. Our Twitter handle is Whelmed_Simply. You can always take a look at our email as well. Let us know what you think of the Squonk.
Yeah.
Or if you saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
Mutant
did you like it
Mayhem.
as much
Yeah.
as we did?
Yeah, was it nostalgic for you as well?
Or did you hate it?
Or did you? I don't know. If you hate it, don't tell me
tell me
that
that,
because
yeah.
we're not gonna like you.
Yeah.
But you can always let us know. It's Simply
Yeah, if
Whelmed
you didn't
Mailbag.
like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, stop listening to us.
If you didn't like the Mutant Mayhem, then fuck you.
Yeah, if you don't chew big red gum, then
Fuck you. But you can always let us know at simplywhelmedmailbag@gmail.com.
That's right. Next week, I don't know. There is something that comes out next week, but I don't know what it is. I distinctly remember being like, oh, okay. Oh, Blue Beetle comes out.
Oh, word.
That looks kind of decent.
Yeah, I do want to go see Blue Beetle.
Yeah, Blue Beetle comes out on the 18th. I don't know if that's... So that won't be next week's episode. That'll be the week after. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. We always
Yeah,
do.
we always do.
We always freaking do.
Yeah. Hey, look at us. You know what we could do?
Me?
Because we've... Pardon? Because we've been into zombies, we could watch a couple zombie movies.
Preparation for 28 years later.
Yeah. Preparation for that movie that maybe
Hasn't.
kind of, will exist at some point potentially. But no, because like you haven't seen Last Train to Busan, and that's a banger of a Korean zombie movie.
Okay.
Maybe we do zombie movies, tying with Project Zomboid. Watch that, and then watch 2005's Dawn of the Dead. 28 Days Later, if we could fucking find it anywhere.
Is 28 weeks later any better? Because I've seen 28 days
Yeah,
later.
28 Days Later is better.
All right, we'll watch that one then.
If we can find it, we might have to settle for 28 weeks.
Fuck. All right.
Old Jeremy Renner. But I don't know, man. I think that's the end of the episode. Nobody been.
Bye. Yeah, so I had a really bad day at work, right? And it was just a shit day, and I was texting you. And I was like, I'm just having a bad day. I think I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I don't know what it is.
And as we got closer to movie time, you were like, I want the Chinese buffet that's by that.
Yeah, I was like, I had just a shit day. I was like, I want Chinese food. I want to go eat too much and then go fall asleep in this movie. And
you were trying to figure out the pricing.
Yeah.
And it was like $15, and you were acting like, I don't know. I couldn't tell if you were acting like that was a lot or not.
no, I was like, I didn't think that was
And
a
so
lot.
I sent for all you can eat. And I
Yeah.
said, I just bring my crossbody and a couple Ziploc bags, and we'll just fucking load up. And you
I-
sent back like, actually,
Actually do that.
do that. So we did.
And we brought 2-gallon bags.
Yeah. And in my crossbody bag.
And
I mean, you'd have thought we were fucking stealing the Constitution, just the Declaration of Independence. We're national treasuring this thing.
And I mean, we took it so serious. You
Yeah.
were like, and people looking now, do it now, go.
I'm moving Crab Rangoon like a fucking sleight of hand master over here.
And then there was just some guy eating a
Mountain of crawfish behind you. He was
breaking
having
the
a fucking
back.
shrimp boil behind you, eating corn on the cob, biting through the cob.
Like
eating
an apple.
Yeah. I was like, holy piss, he is tearing it up. And he fucking went back.
He went back for more,
Like he
bro,
had 2 plates
of just crawfish.
and then was like, he like drank some tea and then stood up and was like, I saw him go by and like snag a plate and headed towards the crawfish. I was like, my God.
This man doesn't stop. They're gonna kick him out.
Yeah, they're gonna fucking cut him off like a bar. And be like, sir, you're not safe to drive after this. You're liable to fall asleep on the road because you're just so full. Which was where you were headed quickly.
Yeah,
you were putting it down. I was getting nauseous.
Yeah, I way too much.
Yeah, you ate like
And
5 plates of food.
Yeah, I mean, especially since I've been sick.
Yeah.
and so like
That's probably the most you've eaten and not thrown up in
Yeah.
like the better part of 6 months.
yeah, and so I was not feeling the best, and I thought I was gonna puke, and then I walked into that bathroom, and the stall just didn't close, and I was like, excellent.
I love
So
this.
I was like, I'm
not
just
doing
gonna
it
make
here.
it to the AMC, I guess, as long as just try to get some fresh air, breathe it out.
Yeah, you looked at me and you're like, as soon as we get in there, I gotta sit down. I just gotta lay
And then
down.
we walked into the theater, and you said I was looking pretty green.
Yeah, I
because
was
I
like,
was like,
fuck.
I'm not feeling hot.
So we got a Sprite to to share. We always do our little boy dates. You
That's
know?
right.
We just have a split of soda pop. That soda's like $7. So fuck anybody who's homophobic in general. But
That's
you know,
right. Especially if they're giving
especially
a
if
shit
they're-
about our Sprite.
Yeah, especially if it's targeted at us. Oh, do you remember when I dropped you off at your apartment in the city?
Yeah.
And I gave you a hug goodbye and somebody just yelled the F slur at us? And I was like, you live in a nice neighborhood.
I said thanks. And I got
You
out.
got out and left.
Thanks.
So you're going to get fucking jumped leaving your house to go to work because they think you're gay.
Dude, when I lived in the city, bro, I had to get up and go to work, and I had to be at work at 5, and it was
Yeah.
like 30 minutes to get there. So
Yeah.
I mean, I was out the door by like 4:15 to
Yeah.
give, you know,
Yeah, you can give time for traffic and stuff.
yeah. And I mean, every day we would have it's like October.
Yeah.
And people are offering me like Easter candy. And they're trying to sell it to me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, I'm good,
I'm
thanks.
good. And they're like, do you want to buy a cigarette for $20? And I'm like, no.
Pass.
It
Appreciate
felt so
the offer.
good, man. I was like, but thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And they're like, yeah, have a good day. And they just keep
They just
walking, bro.
Skedaddle on up.
Insane, man. Crackheads are the friendliest people. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says.
But yeah. And then when we got into the fucking theater, we strategized. We had a bag. One bag was donuts and sweets. The other bag was the egg rolls and crab
crab
rangoon.
rangoon.
The egg rolls was stankin'.
Dude, we open up that bag.
And it just immediately was a Chinese restaurant in there.
What is
and
the
I was
scene
like,
from SpongeBob? Where he's like,
Yeah.
excuse me, sir. I'm sorry if my ugliness interrupts you. Not at all, boy.
Wait.
He just gets away. Dude, that was
That was
like
this.
the 5 people in our direction.
Yeah. I was just, as soon as you unzipped that, I was like, oh my God, you gotta close that bag. It smells so bad. Something like you don't realize how pungent Chinese food is until it
Until
didn't
it's-
smell like it,
you're not
and
in
then
the
does. Yeah, just open that bag and I was like, oh fuck,
Dude, we
close
ate all
bag.
that food, and then we were both like, by the end, we're like, we can't eat another bite. And I said, and I was like, bro, give it an hour, and we'll be
We'll
on
be
that.
in that.
Sure
And
enough,
probably
like
about an hour,
45
yeah.
minutes in,
You see me over there unzipping the donut bag, and we're just crushing egg rolls.
Oh, my God.
I was trying to eat the egg rolls in one bite because it was so stinky. So I'm just over there, just taking it down. The
Just
throat goat on the egg
sucking
roll.
Oh, yeah, but Mike.